Most games ever? I don't think so. Morning, everyone. Today is an eventful day. That's why you're here, I guess. But we do have some of our regulars. Thank you for being here, all of you. As you know, we had a full agenda this week that involved, first of all, keeping government open. Right now, earlier, a little bit later this morning, the Senate will be voting on a continuing resolution which they will send back to the House, which we will pass and send on to the government, to the President, to keep government open. We hope that this can be a strongly bipartisan bill because it keeps vital services running, protects up to hundreds of thousands of workers from furloughs, and protects the economy from shutdown. Shutdown is not anything anyone knows. It was never thought that we would have one, but nonetheless, it will happen today. Yesterday, as you know, in the House, we voted the other item on the agenda for this week was lifting the debt ceiling. And I was very pleased that we were able to send that legislation back over to the Senate. You know how cataclysmic that would be. It would trigger the loss of 6 million jobs, $15 trillion in household wealth, 4% decline in GDP, and massively increased costs. And if you have a car loan, a home mortgage, a credit card bill, all of your interest rates would go up. And I'm worried about that across the kitchen tables across America. Only 3% of the debt that we are talking about here is incurred under the Biden administration. And this is about, not as a report, this is about paying the bills. The way you have to pay your credit card bill, so does America. As I said to you before, the 14th Amendment says full faith of the President of the United States of America should not be in doubt. For some reason, we put ourselves in a situation to vote on this each year. We'll have to examine that process. But for now, yesterday I was very proud of the members. And once again, lifting the debt ceiling. As you recall, we had one President week before with the continuing resolution to keep government open, and 100% of the House Democrats, and then 100% of the House Democrats voted. The Democrats voted for it, the Republicans voted against. 100% of Republicans in the Senate voted against lifting the debt ceiling and keeping government open, even though many of them in the House and the Senate had families in their districts suffering from Hurricane Ida. Many of them wanted to help their Afghan refugees go back to another country. Nonetheless, we thought it was a good idea to vote no. Hopefully today, on this evening, we will vote yes. And I'm hoping that it will be a very positive bill. So now you've come here about what else comes next. We have 2 items that the bipartisan infrastructure bill up here, and of course the reconciliation. I just told members of my leadership that the reconciliation bill was a combination of service in Congress. It was about the children, their health, education, the economic security of their families, the clean, safe environment in which they could thrive, and of course the war, the peace in which they could succeed. This is about the domestic virtual crisis. So we will go off down in anyone's mind that we will not have a reconciliation. We will have a reconciliation bill, that is for sure. Today the question is about, we are proceeding in a very positive way to bring up the bill of the debt, to do so in a way that can win. And so far so good for today. It's going in a positive direction. It's impossible, though, to persuade people to vote for the bill without the reassurances that the reconciliation bill will occur, and it will. And that we cannot, because of rules of the Senate in terms of parliamentarian having to pass on any bill before Congress is full and pass on any language, we cannot really guarantee what I hope in terms of having a more legislative form, but nonetheless, the framework that if it pleases, it's okay with the President of the United States who has this vision for our country. As I've told you before, he said, I want to work on a bipartisan bill for infrastructure, but I will not confine my vision for America to what is in there. We have to build back better, and to do so in a way that honors our climate goals, honoring our responsibility to our children to convey this planet in a responsible way. That does so that respects the needs of, not needs, the opportunities for working families, the issues. So all jobs in technology, jobs for women in the workplace, dads who may need home help. So in all the things, child tax credit, child tax care, child care issues that relate to universal pre-K, home health services. If you have a senior or person with disabilities in your home. Some of you know this, you've heard it every time you come here, but I just want to make sure that we reinforce as to why this is important, because it's jobs for women, it's jobs for people who have been previously underrepresented. Build that better. So when you build the infrastructure of America, you're doing so with a workforce that has workforce development and be involved in those decisions. And it has a justice to it that the president has insisted upon, but we're not building in ways in the past that have separated communities and perpetuated environmental injustice, but nonetheless, but instead build that better with justice. And then, of course, the healthcare issues, which are so important, extension of Medicaid, strengthening the Affordable Care Act, expanding benefits for Medicare, all of that as part of the health piece, and those are jobs as well. So, again, I think we're in a good place right now. We're making progress. I can't stay here too long because I have to deal with step by step with this, but I'm only envisioning taking it.
Madam Speaker, I don't have to tell you, you've got a Senate problem on your hands. Joe Manchin said last night that the reconciliation bill is the definition of fiscal insanity. He talked about vengeful taxes. Does that sound like someone who's open to further negotiation? And how do you get something pre-conference how do you move forward with that on the other side of the Democratic Party?
Well, we're talking about substance. We're not talking about rhetoric, and we're not even talking about dollars. We're talking about what is important in the legislation. Where can we find our common ground? If I paid attention to everybody's public statements, oh my goodness, even some that maybe inadvertently were not quite on point. But he said some other things after that said I'm for reconciliation. And did you see that?
Is he saying something privately then to you or to the president that gives you more hope that that can move forward?
I'm going to talk to you about my conversations with Joe Manchin and give you promise not to tell anyone.
I'll actually keep it to myself.
You've had a conversation?
I think that Joe Manchin is a great member of Congress. We're friends, Italian Americans, Catholic. We have shared values. I have enormous respect for him. I had one of the joys of my service in Congress was to work with him to make sure we had the health benefits and pension benefits for our minds. Not that I think being whole is anything but, well, no one knows about that. But I do believe in the work with Bernie and the rest, and we did that at the end of last year, working together. So we have our common ground.
Just to clarify your intentions on this vote today, are you planning on delaying this vote if you do not have enough votes to pass this on the floor?
I do not plan on not doing anything. I plan on moving forward in a positive way. And we don't have to think that this is the path we're on. It's not a fork in the road and a view. It's a path that we're on. And right now, as I said, we had a great morning, lots of conversations as we come to the end. Let me just tell you about negotiating the end, and you never have to the end. You cannot hide. You cannot concede. This is the fun part.
Was it the September 27th date? Was that a problem negotiating that September 27th date? Was that a mistake to agree to that with the moderate members?
Well, it's important to note that in the reason we could agree to that is because in the bill is all of the authorization for highway programs and the rest of it. So our best interest is served by passing this bill. Okay,
Good
what do
morning.
you got?
Thank you. I'm not going to ask you about the Giants, but maybe we'll talk later. So when you hear...
Don't take blue from any mistake.
That's Dodger blue right there.
Dodger blue. So when you talk about these concerns, and I know Garrett asked you about Senator Manchin, but when Senator Sanders says, well, I think they will blow up the bill on the floor today, the progressives say they got 50 votes here. What do you say to the left of your caucus and the moderate centrists in your caucus to get them together when both feel that things haven't gone the way they want?
We're on a path to have something that I can say to my colleagues with integrity and certainty is the path we're on. And in terms of timing the rest, I wish we had more time, I would say that. In terms of, we only found out a week and a half ago, over 95% of my caucus supports the 3.5. As a week and a half ago, it was all systems go, 2.5 was resident that we were in the Senate. So we're having to compress a lot of our discussion here. But I can't say anything to them until we have an agreement. When I say I mean the President, the Senate, we have to have an agreement together. I think that the path we're on is leading to that agreement.
But Madam Speaker, will that
Madam
happen
Speaker?
before the end of the day?
That is the plan.
Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, yes, to follow up on Manu's question, are you committed to having a vote on infrastructure today,
Yes.
regardless of whether you have the votes or
I
not?
intend to, we're on a path to win the vote. I don't want to even consider any options other than that. That's just the way it is, and that's our culture. If you don't understand our culture, you don't understand our culture. But that's our culture. We go in and we win.
Madam Speaker.
Yesterday, you told us that the Democratic caucus is not a rubber stamp
That's
party.
right.
But you guys have such a narrow majority, an 8-seat majority right now, that's only able to lose 4 votes on the floor. You're going to pass the 2 biggest spending bills of this Congress, possibly. I mean, have you bit off more than you can chew at this point? Are you confident you can get this across the finish line?
No. Do you think that when we came in with the majority that we have, well, you have to remember, we had more, but we had Marcia Fudge as Secretary of HUD. We're waiting for her replacement to come in another 4 weeks. We had Alfie Hastings, who passed away. We're waiting for that replacement. But from what I infer from what you say is that we should have just done nothing because we had a full majority. That's not who we are.
That's my question.
You said if you think you shouldn't do these things because you have a full majority.
No, I just wonder if perhaps the packages are too big to be able to draw the appeal from your full caucus.
In fact, it will be a compromise. But it is, let's recall what our President Biden has put forth. He put forth the rescue package. For us, it was a great victory because it had the essence of the HEROES Act that we tried to get through with the president, the former president. And now it's in that package. With, of course, imbued with vaccination, which made a difference in it. And now we have a couple hundred million vaccinations in people's arms, people back to work, children back to school, money in people's pockets because of that. State and local governments reinforced to do their job, honoring our heroes who work for the ones who provide health care, food service, our transportation, police and fire, our teachers. Would we not do that because we only had a few votes? No, definitely. And then we go to this legislation now, the bill which has the bipartisan support in the Senate. I don't know if we'll have bipartisan support in the House. They said there may be a few. I understand there's some dynamic going on the other side, but I don't know it and can't speak to it. But maybe we'll have some Republican votes. I hope it is as bipartisan as it was in the Senate. And then we go to reconciliation, which is the build back better. Build back better with winning. Just build back better, not and addressing what many of our members have concerns about is that every time people build, our people suffer in our neighborhood. Well, that's exactly what President Biden wants to change, and we will. And no, it's not too ambitious because we're meeting the needs of the American people, and what that is what our agenda will be.
Madam Speaker,
Speaker, please
Oh,
come in.
you?
Yes, me. You said this is...
I didn't recognize you without your
Well, I just took it off so you could hear me better. You said this is the culmination of your time in Congress. I mean, are you trying, culmination means the end of an experience.
And it's the,
You said it, not me.
no, but of course, the Affordable Care Act was remarkable, and I take some proprietary interest in that. But in terms of finally seeing a time that we can think in a large way about our children, our people with disabilities, our moms. Yeah, I'm a mom with 5 children. When I was young and was raising my children, people don't know this is a challenging job. Even one child or 2. I didn't wash my face some days. But the fact is that we have to, if we're going to be really building back better, we have to give women the opportunity to work in the workplace, and that's about childcare, home health care, universal pre-K, family and medical, and like that. And other countries, most developed countries have that. We don't, we will. And that is, each one of those is something we've fought over the years for, and now is coming together in a way that is transformative, not incremental, but transformative to what we're doing on the infrastructure side of things. They go together very well. And then when we talk about the planet, when I was speaker the first time, climate was my flagship issue. When I came in, President Bush was president, and we did not, with him, we passed the biggest energy bill in the history of our country, the energy bill of 2007. He wanted nuclear, I wanted renewables. We had a big celebration to sign the bill. And President Obama used those authorities in that bill to sign his executive order. So that we take it to this place now, in this legislation, it's about jobs. We give those 3 jobs, preeminent in the world in green technologies, addressing health issues of clean air, clean water for our children, the issues of, as I said to you before, about national security globally, where migrations occur because of drought and famine and natural disasters, so people are competing for habitat and resources, and of course our moral responsibility for our children. So it has so many to that. And then healthcare, as I said, the Affordable Care Act. I take great pride and courage of the House Democrats and Senate for passing that legislation, and we will strengthen it in this bill. And part of the Affordable Care Act was the expansion of Medicaid, which we will have in this bill. So this is, it's so much, and that's why I said that, yeah.
Madam Speaker, we're taking questions in the second row.
Madam Speaker.
Very much. It's going to be a eventful day. Perhaps I'll see you along the way. Hi.
Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, we just one
Madam
question.
Speaker, I have a question about the government funding.
Madam
Your debt
Speaker,
ceiling.
will you keep your comment about your meeting with the President of Angola,
To the
please?
Democratic Party.